Hello, is this thing on? Yeah, okay. Have you guys seen the movie Wicked? Okay, we gotta talk. What up, y'all? This is Soulspiration. This is 5 lessons to understand about people and power from the movie Wicked. Thank you for liking this video and thank you for joining the Soul Tribe where we step out of the Matrix and into our divinity. And boy, is this movie on par with the theme and the overall message of my channel. Because the messaging in this movie is so insanely powerful. I need you to understand that that was everything that you need to know about life in this movie, about society, about anything that you feel like is holding you back. Okay? Let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Please don't mind my background. I'm washing my covers. Mind your business. Anyway, okay. Wait. Before we even get into the 5 lessons, for those of you who don't understand the movie Wicked, Wicked is a behind the scenes look at the Wicked Witch of the West. So if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, then you understand the main plot line. Okay. And in the movie, there's a Glinda Good Witch and there's the Wicked Witch of the West. The movie Wicked itself gives you a behind the scenes look of who the Wicked Witch of the West really is, and it tells her story. So that alone is the first tip. There's 2 sides to one story. So we watch The Wizard of Oz as kids. We think Glinda Good Witch is this sweet, oh my God, she's so amazing. And then we think the Green Witch, the green old lady, that she's just this terrible, nasty old woman, when really she has a story too. And that's what the movie Wicked is about. That really is point number 1. 2 sides to every story. Plot. Now I have my notes here because after I was done watching the movie, I was like, oh my God, this is going to make an amazing video. Let me write down at least 5 major points that I saw. Point number 1. Sometimes people only arrive where they are because of you, your ideas, and what you've given them. Let me relay it back to the movie. Elphaba tells her sorcery teacher, we should have Glinda Goodwitch in this class with us. So if it weren't for Elphaba, Glinda Goodwitch would not be a witch at all. She would not be able to do what she does. In the movie Wicked, Elphaba arrives to this school, and really it's a school for her sister. She helps her sister pack and unpack and get to her, her barracks, if you will. While she's there, she ends up getting into a little bit of a pickle. She ends up exposing that she has these natural abilities. The sorcery teacher is watching down in the courtyard and seeing, Elphaba move things with her hand out of anger. And she's like, ooh, now that's someone I want to teach, right? So then the sorcery teacher, comes down into the courtyard and she says, I want you to be a student. Mind you, Glinda Goodwitch wanted to be a student the entire time, but the sorcery teacher didn't see anything in her for her to just randomly select her. But she did see it in Elphaba. Comes up to Elphaba, Green Witch, and says, oh my goodness, would have no idea what Glinda Goodwitch did for me. She, got me this man. She gave me at my first date, I never would have thought I would have had a date if it wasn't for Glinda Goodwitch because I'm in this wheelchair. So Elphaba goes, okay, well, maybe Glinda Goodwitch is not so bad after all. Mind you, in the movie, Glinda Goodwitch is this popular girl. Everyone loves her. She's just swinging her hair, but Elphaba starts to see that she's a lot more shallow than what people are actually really able to decipher for themselves. So when her sister says, she gave me this happiness, Elphaba goes, okay, maybe she's not so bad. We would have never known that how we got that side of the story. Sometimes people truly only arrive where they are because of you or because of us. And you really won't get any credit for it. They'll take all your credit. Right? Where do we see that? At work. We see it culturally. We see it everywhere. This movie was highlighting really all of the things that are happening in society. Child, I could go on and on and on. Point number 2. People will literally use what they see in you or try to use what they see in you as their means to fulfill their own agendas. What am I talking about? Okay. So in the movie, the students at this school, they're noticing that the animals who were actually allegedly at one point, according to this movie, had the ability to talk and teach and were very upright and mentally intellectual. For whatever reasons, it turns out that the sorcery teacher and the Wizard of Oz, they were the ones behind changing the fact that animals could talk. And one of the professors, longtime professors at the school, was like a goat, right? And he was this old goat kind of male with glasses, and he was explaining how this was happening. Fast forward to the end of the movie, Elphaba arrives to Emerald City to meet the Wizard of Oz because he sent her a letter saying he wanted to meet her. And when she got there, that is when she realized that it was the sorcery teacher who she had trusted and the Wizard of Oz who were behind all of this from the beginning. The reason why it's considered bad is because they were pretty much going against nature, right? Assuming that animals could talk. The sorcery teacher and the Wizard of Oz, this amazing person that everyone put on a pedestal, they're literally trying to change the course of nature. Elphaba, being who she was like, that's not okay. But when she got there, she realized the sorcery teacher couldn't do that without Elphaba, and neither could the Wizard of Oz. They needed her the entire time to fulfill their agenda. Meanwhile, Elphaba's thinking, oh my God, the Wizard of Oz wants to see me. Oh my goodness, the sorcery teacher chose me to be her student. Oh my goodness, I must be special. People will use your gifts, your power, your isms, everything special about you to fulfill their agenda. But at the same time, they'll keep it a secret that they can't do or have or achieve what they want really without part of you being there. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? So imagine going throughout your life thinking that you're a problem, thinking that there's something wrong with the way that you look, thinking that, because everyone else isn't putting me on a pedestal, because everyone else is putting these group of people or this group of people on a pedestal, somehow there's something wrong with you, when really everyone around you that was put on this magic pedestal truly needed you the entire time. If you came to that realization in your own life, where would that put you? What would you do and what would you think about that? Point number 3. Your image can be your image can be completely tainted and changed by other people. Even if you are a good person, even if you have genuine intentions, if a group of people can get everyone to decide who you are before they get to meet you, they're in control. And the people who are following along are being fooled the entire time. At the end of the movie, The Wizard of Oz, he said, the best way to make friends is to have a common enemy. That's huge. That's deep. The best way to make friends is to have a common enemy. Then in the movie, they showed a picture of the Wicked Witch. So you've got everybody believing that there's that Elphaba, or the Wicked Witch of the West, that she's this terrible person. And that's what they all bond over. They find that community to take down this terrible green person, this terrible person. Meanwhile, the Wizard of Oz was using that as a mechanism to change or tarnish her entire image. I wrote a note here and I put the limitations that people put on you based on how you look or how you were born is just to control you. I also made note that the Emerald City represents the Matrix, right? The sorcerer teacher, the Wizard of Oz, the robotic face that he was hiding behind, that represents the Matrix. Because when they finally got to Oz, they finally saw this man walk behind that massive gold robotic face, and they realized, huh, he's just a guy, right? He's just a person. He's not some, like, you know, all knowing, all seeing, massive being that everyone made us believe. Those of us who are brave enough to step out of the matrix are the ones that are going to be able to see that the power has lied within us the entire time, and that the rules that we were born into, those were just decisions that other people made. Beauty standards and social hierarchies, whether it's based on class and race and all of these things, they run deep, but you don't have to agree with it. And it's interesting how this movie, it was literally trying to tell us this. But I'm just curious how many heads this movie's message is going to go over. And that's why I made this video, because this movie is deep. What's interesting, if you really think about it, in that movie, the main agenda had nothing to do with Elphaba, which is probably another point. The main agenda was to change the course of nature so that animals couldn't talk, and that would change, a plethora of other things. But if you also think about it, what they were doing behind the scenes had nothing to do with Elphaba or how she looked or any of these things. Those were all distractions. So while everybody else was on the outside on the outside being given this message, she's a bad woman. This is who we need to take down. There's always somebody behind the scenes doing something completely different. So really all of that was just a lie. And you're caught up in the facade while they're completely changing the course of everything behind closed doors. Oh my God, you guys, this movie is powerful. Powerful. Man, I mean, it touched on so many real life things. It touched on war, right? How countries war with each other, and how certain people in each country feel like one side is the bad guy and the other side is the bad guy, when really it's the governments behind the scenes making decisions that are making you feel this way about people and countries. It touched on racism, how people will literally decide that somebody is a bad person based on the color of her skin. They made her green because if they made her any other color it would be way too in your face, so they made her green. Okay. They touched on hierarchy and friendships, and how we as human beings, we just naturally want to like put people on pedestals and put other people down. Touched on so many things. But regardless of it all, the power has always lied within you. And at the end of the movie, she grabbed this broom was available to her, and so she grabbed the broom, and she was able to just fly out of this building where people were trying to capture her and chase her down. And she was able to realize, from that moment, she was like, I'm free. I'm free. I don't have to subscribe to anything you guys are talking about. And I believe at the end of the movie, she, flew away and did her thing. I believe that's why she was not in the picture anymore, because she was no longer in the Matrix. She was no longer fooled. There might be a part two, and I'm interested to see, but I believe that the reason why she left society and she had to flee society was because she broke out of the Matrix. That's not good for people who want to stay in power. When you break out of the facade of anything in life, then you are become an issue. You're like, hold on a minute. That's why they were trying to chase her, because she had the truth. She had the truth. Everybody else was fooled. And that's when they made her the problem. That's when they made her the enemy. Woo! I get chills thinking about how this resonates with real life, and how this movie is trying to tell you to break free, or to decide what you want to break free from. So Those are my 5 main points of understanding people and power, especially in society, and how people do things to fulfill their own agenda. I'm going to end with this. It's 2025. It's a brand new year. But more than that, it's a brand new paradigm. We are in a paradigm, they call this the year of 9 because 2025 adds up to the number 9. 2025 adds up to the number 9. And believe it or not, each year represents something. This is the beginning of old paradigms falling to the ground. And it's also a reason why they made this movie and why it came out at this time is because they want you to know this. Every single lie that we've been given about people, society, what things mean, what matters, what doesn't, a lot of things are going to start falling to the wayside because naturally we have to start telling the truth. And to know that society and the powers that be who have all of the information of the true truth about what life is, right? And what has really happened throughout the course of history, they have to start telling the truth. Hollywood knows this, everybody knows this. Who's able to call the shots. So they're actually going to tell you through a movie. And if you don't have the mind to watch and see the messages being put in the movie, you're going to miss the message and you're going to stay in the matrix. But that's why you're here. You join this channel so you can get out of the matrix and into your divinity. So that's why you're a subscriber. That's why you're part of the soul tribe. That is why we're in this together. Please let me know what you guys think about the 5 points I used to describe or show how people exert power in society from the movie Wicked. Let me know if you have any other points that you thought I missed. Please just let me know. I need to know what you guys thought about this movie. I thought it was a game changer. And understand that the only person stopping you is you. When you don't understand that these 5 points are made to stop you, and you just engulf them and digest them and think everything is out to get you and that you're oppressed and this and that and you just can't break free, then you'll never break free. You'll be singing the same tune over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's time to break free. What's that note that she hit at the end? I don't even remember how it sounded, but that's the note of freedom, okay? True freedom. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the Soul Tribe, where we step out of the matrix and honey into our divinity. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.